I'm a great fan of Lilia Skala.
Thank you.
And last time you were here, you were in a movie called Rosebud, as I recall, right? Roseland, right. Roseland. Do you know Donald McHale, the great choreographer?
Yes, I know the name, of course, but I had never the pleasure of meeting him.
Because when I thought of Roseland, I thought of... They say that touch dancing is back now. They say that rock and roll is kind of phasing out. When you made Roseland, did you go to Roseland and study the dancing and so forth?
We didn't have the time. No. I had exactly 9 days to prepare, to learn my part, to choose my wardrobe, to learn the dances, and I had to sing too. So Patricia Birch was the choreographer, and she taught us, and she survived, I survived.
Your native country is?
Vienna, Austria, but I'm an American, Joe.
You better be.
Don't touch that subject.
Never. But acting in your native country compared to acting here is a big difference or no big difference?
It's a good question. I've never been asked this question.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I think that audiences are international. They are sensitive. They are much more sensitive than performers sometimes assume they are.
Right.
And they are the same reactions, receptivity here and across the ocean. But across the ocean. I played in Vienna, and I played in Germany, and I played in New York, and I played in Grand Junction, and in Hollywood, and so on. But I mean it very seriously. I think that people feel if you mean it, and they respond to it, and they respond to it graciously.
That's if they're you. That's if the lady acting is you, because this is a brilliant actress. What made acting a very special part of your life? Let's say instead of nursing or teaching or some other profession, Miss Skala.
Now, I had a different profession.
Really?
I was the first woman architect in Austria. I never said that over on television. But because I never dared to tell my parents that I want to be an actress. But when I was married, I told my husband, now I want to be an actress. And he gave his permission. As a matter of fact, he talked it over with his mother. Don't forget the milieu, it's Vienna, Austria.
Right.
And his mother, I will never forget that, she said, I think, something very wise. She said to him, if she has talent, you can't hold her back. And if she doesn't have talent, nothing will come out anyhow.
Beautiful. But as a youngster, Miss Skala, did you have faith and confidence that things would turn out as they have?
No, I just had the great, great desire to be an actress.
Period.
But I never dared to tell my parents. I went to Latin school, and then I went to the university in Dresden, because in Vienna, the university didn't permit women to study architecture. It's funny. And I became the first woman who was accepted in the Austrian Association of Engineers and Architects.
Miss Skala, I would like you to, before we talk about Heartland and the reviews,
yes,
incredible, I'd like you to meet Carole Mallory, who stars in, say that title one more time.
Take This Job and Shove It.
And Jackie Collins, who writes blockbuster
So nice to meet you.
books.
Nice to meet you. You're very impressive.
Oh, well, I'm glad you like it. I think it's a lovely cover. I'm quite pleased
That's
with
you
it.
on the back, right, Jackie?
That's me on the back, yes.
Let me hold it up to the whole world to see it. There's Jackie on the back, posing provocatively. And it's a good shot.
Thank you.
Carole, what do you want to say so far about Lilia Skala, this marvelous lady, or any question or comment?
But why, poor girl, what should she say? She doesn't know.
I'm glad she's from Vienna, but really American. Do you like our coffee better than Viennese? I don't know, Joe. What should I say?
By now, I have forgotten how the Viennese coffee tastes.
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
It was famous, anything, pastry, etc.
Oh, I went to Daimels. Daimels, is it?
Yes, yes, yes.
You know, in
yes.
Vienna? Oh,
yes,
it's nice.
Yes.
The chocolate cake. Oh.
What do you think, Jackie? What is your...
Well, I would like to say that you said something so interesting at the beginning. You said that you cannot really fool an audience. You know, when you're acting, they know what you mean and what you don't mean, and they're not as... A lot of people are inclined to dismiss audiences and say, oh, well, they're stupid, you know, they'll accept anything they're given.
No.
This is absolutely not true. I find this with my writing, too. You cannot fool the people who are going to read your books. If they think you've done something for purely commercial reasons or purely because you think it's going to sell, they won't read it. It just kind of flops, and this has happened. This has happened to a lot of people. They think, oh, yeah, well, sex sells books, so we'll write a sexy story. It does not sell books. A good story sells a book, and a good actress sells a show. And so I agree very much with what you said. Very interesting.
It is basically, if we try to analyze it, I think it's the truth. If you're truthful,
yes.
If you're truthful in whatever you do, the audience or your partner or the masses know it.
Absolutely, and this is why Joe has been sitting up here all these years.
Never walked away. I never walked away. I sit here 24 hours a day. When the program ends, I just sit here.
He never moves.
People
he goes to the bathroom occasionally.
And exercise. And I just sit here.
Have you met Dr. Scott? He does that, too.
Really? My only exercise is being the pallbearer at the funerals of people who used to exercise.
Oh,
my only exercise.
Come on.
I mean that. Ladies and gentlemen, the movie, which has gotten rave reviews, features one of the most distinguished actresses on the screen. Her name is Lilia Skala, and Heartland sounds to me like an outdoor kind of a title. The reviews are just unbelievable, but I have not seen the movie yet.
No, you were invited.
I know.
You were invited.
Well, I didn't leave this chair.
Oh, I see. This movie was made in Montana.
Right.
And is based on letters, on true letters, which a homesteader wrote to Kansas around 1910.
Right.
And when the film was shown at the New York Film Festival in 1979, there was a lady there, a white-haired woman, but very, very imposing, beautiful orchids. And after the showing of the film, the producer introduced her. She was the one who is in the movie a little girl. So she said with a very, very loud voice, she said, pointing to the screen, "That's true. I was there." You know?
Oh, that's great.
And it's
that's
really,
good.
it's true. And that's, the film got the first prize in Berlin in 1980.
Right.
And has been really honored now. Very recently, I too got an award, a Wrangler. Do you know what a Wrangler is?
Sounds like a cowboy award of some kind. Like the
right,
cowboy,
you are.
like
my
the
goodness.
Cowboy Hall of Fame or something, right?
Exactly, you know everything. Because I thought the Wrangler, when I heard I get the Wrangler, I'd never heard that word. So I went to my beloved Webster and looked it up. Now I know what a Wrangler is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Wrangler Award. Whatever award has been printed goes to this lady. The movie is called Heartland. It's now playing at the Paris Theater with Rip Torn. This young lady stars, of course, Lilia Skala, and Conchata Farrell.
Correct, yes, yes. And it is shot in Montana around 1910. And I really must say it is a beautiful movie.
You're a beautiful lady. I'll always remember you as the Mother Superior in Lilies of the Field.
Forgive me that I didn't come in garb today.
Next time. And Eleanor Roosevelt's French teacher in...
yes.
And Eleanor and Franklin.
The French, as Mademoiselle Silvestre. I got the Emmy nomination. I collect nominations.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's better than a hole in the head.
Ladies and gentlemen, I urge you, if you want to see good things, you go to see Heartland with Lilia Skala. Read Chances. Is there a part in here for me and for Lilia?
I think there is. I really think there is. Could you play a young guy on the streets of New York in 1920?
The Robert Redford part, yeah.
The Robert Redford part would be really good for you, Joe. I see it now.
I'll be watching for all of your movies, Carole Mallory.
All of my marbles, I thought you were going to say.
I'm going to get an autographed poster, right?
Certainly will.
At an early age, were you already outgoing? Were you comfortable performing in front of large audiences?
I was very shy. I'm counterphobic. Haven't you noticed,
You were
Joe?
shy?
I were and am.
Never, never. I want to tell you it's been a delight, and I'm going to go to see Heartland. I want to do a whole hour with you one day reminiscing about Sidney Poitier in the good old days, all right? Would you come back one day? We'll do a whole hour? Nose to nose? This is my favorite lady since Louise Reiner. This is we did a whole hour with Louise.
You know, she played my daughter back in Vienna.
Really?
Yeah, the very first time. She's German.
Right.
And her first performance was in Vienna.
Wow.
And she played my daughter.
Well, but...
Yeah, we went then on the... I was, as a matter of fact, because you speak about Luise Reiner, do you want to continue this conversation?
Please.
Yeah? We were on a tour with Reinhardt, with Max Reinhardt. Do you know who he was?
Yes, sure.
Considered the greatest show businessman of the 20th century. And it was in Vevey, in Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
And we played there. And after the performance, Luise was quite excited, and a lady had come to her and had asked her, would she consider going to Hollywood?
Mm.
She is a kind of scout for one of the, at that time, big MGM or something.
Mm-hmm.
And a few days later, 3 or 4 days later, we played in Geneva.
Mm.
And it so happened that we shared the dressing room. And while in that dressing room, a cable was delivered to her from Hollywood already. And she was asked that she will have an appointment that and that day in Vienna with a man, a representative. I think it was MGM, but I do not recall. Luise Reiner, she was tremendously talented.
She retired at the age of 24. She quit the screen.
And went to live in London.
Oscars.
2 Oscars, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's great. As a matter of fact, I used to have a daily who used to come up and clean my apartment who worked for her. She used to tell me these wonderful stories about her, how she lived and how she had the stills from her movies all framed, but how she did not like to be recognized and did not like to be remembered as a movie star.
Oh, it's really something. Carole, do you save... I've got 100 magazine covers here, reproductions with Carole Mallory on the cover of Vogue and Glamour and
Newsweek.
Newsweek.
I'm proud of my Newsweek.
Fashion.
Wow,
do you save scrapbooks and things like that home?
Oh gosh, sure I do. They're a bit dusty, but I have. You want one? Want me to autograph a scrapbook for you, Joe?
I want to come and get it autographed page by page, right? These words as we thank a most glamorous panel, and I'll be back with more exciting people. We'll see Heartland, we'll read Chances, and we'll see Take This Job and enjoy it. Be right back. Stay with us, please.